What's up, agents, and welcome back to another Division video. We are back at District Union to test the build out. We are going in on Legendary because that is the real test. Now for this one today we're going to use the M1A, and that's going to be the main gun. We're not really going to use anything else. I'm going to see how much damage we can actually do. We don't like them. We are not letting him get away. As you're noticing as well, we've got enemies dying even when they're trying to hide from us around in cover. And that's what's really nice. Blowing up things that everybody hates, we can just one-tap them. As you can see, I'm spread the bullets around, get the marks on so we do damage to all, 3 enemies at once, essentially. It's a shame to lose that just as the chungas are turning up. Broke his chest, we're going to continue to go for that. Not even going to bother with the weak spots, just going to push the chest. And they are both dead. I actually literally only felt like I killed one. The other one only needed one shot to finish them both off. That was really nice. Stop running away from me, boys. Just want to play games. He just wants to extend the video. There we go. Really good. Really impressed with this one. Let's fly over to the base of operations. Let's run the intro and let's go and check out the build. Alright, we're back at the base of operations. Be sure to like, share, comment and subscribe. Maybe come over to Twitch and check me out because I could be streaming live right now. If you need a community Discord because you need help with the Division, you'll find the link down below in the description. We've said enough, let's get started. So you want to expect into Technician, you definitely want rifle damage and assault rifle damage as well for your secondary. Or that could be shotgun damage. You could run a Scorpio as your secondary, totally up to you. You could also run maybe a busy little bee in the offhand slot if you felt like you wanted to stack that as well. You've got a lot of options, but the M1A is the main gun, so definitely use the rifle damage. Just to quickly mention as well, this is pretty good for legendary missions because obviously we get the 12% extra damage to drones, skilled proxies and robotics. As well, because we're using the shield, we get a skill tier, which adds to that as well, makes that really nice. So checking out the gun, you can see the classic M1A here. I have got some expertise levels on it, damage to target out of cover, and preservation, and that's where we're going to get all of our survivability from. We're constantly killing, so we might as well take advantage of getting all that armor regen. Killing an enemy repairs 10% armor over 5 seconds. Headshot kills improve the repair by an additional 10%. Really nice. Mods wise, crit chance, taking the extra rounds, and obviously we're going to need the linked laser pointer because that activates more damage that you'll find out later on in the build. Secondary, it's just a carbon copy but with a police M4, but like I said, you've got options here. You could run anything you wanted, a Bullet King if you really wanted to, a Scorpio, Busy Little Bee, totally up to you. So let's look at the chest piece. This is the unicorn. This is the one that's going to take you a while to kind of farm if you've not already got one. It's a closer one piece, gives us 5% total armor, weapon damage, crit chance, crit damage and critical hit chance. You might have one from a vendor a few weeks back that had headshot damage on. Take that if you want to, if you've made it all red. It's a good substitution until you get a crit chance and crit damage one. And then we're going to get perfect spotter, which is why we need the linked laser pointer. Amplifies total weapon damage and skill damage by 20% to pulsed enemies. Now be aware here as well, you could run flatline on the gun and perhaps just run preservation on your secondary and swap to it as and when you need some healing. But I find that just using the M1A was better, so better to go with preservation all the way through. But totally up to you and your playstyle. You might want some more damage, and therefore that's the better switch in this build. Next up, we've got a bit of survivability. We've got the Picaro's holster. We get 10% skill haste from the brand set bonus, which is not really a big deal, but it does help out with the shield every now and again. We're going to take armor, and that definitely does help out with the shield, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Critical hit chance and weapon damage. Beautiful. And then for the rest of the build, we're going to use Negotiator's Dilemma again, like we've done in a few builds recently. So 2-piece gives us a critical hit chance of 15%, 3-piece 20% critical hit damage, and 4-piece gives us the Hostile Negotiations talent. Critical hits mark enemies for 20 seconds up to 3 marks, allowing you to do it to 3 enemies. When you critically hit a marked enemy, all the marked enemies take 60% of the damage dealt. But we are going to be running the backpack, which actually boosts that up to 100%. Whenever a marked enemy dies, gain 2% critical hit damage, stacking up to 20 times or until combat ends. And that's no slouch. You know, that extra percentage there of critical hit damage really does add up, especially when you're in a longer combat in Legendary. Weapon damage, crit damage and crit chance in the mask. The gloves, weapon damage, critical hit damage. The knees, weapon damage, critical hit damage. And the backpack, weapon damage, critical hit chance, with the critical measures that we just talked about, increasing the marked damage to a full 100%. Taking a look at the stat page, we're exactly 60% critical hit chance, 142% critical hit damage, which will get boosted by another 40% to 182, and 80% headshot damage as well. It's really good. Here is the build. Pause the video now if you want to see it in its entirety. But one thing we need to talk about as well is the shield. So because we're running the Picaro's holster and technician, we actually get a tier 2 shield, which gives us 20% active regeneration, 66% shield health, and 10% holstered regeneration. So, you know, that's a lot of health. And plus I have some skill levels in here for expertise, giving it 20% active regeneration. So, you know, you think about that, that's, you know, 57k a second. That's the regeneration on this thing is really, really good. Mods, shield health, active regeneration on another almost 5% there, and holstered regeneration. With the cool skin to boot for the extra defense. It doesn't really give you extra defense. Let's take a look at the build page. I'll put the link in the description down below. And here are all the stats. So we've got the M1A, we'll toggle on the headshot and the critical so you can see the really big number. We'll toggle on the police M4 as well and the Big's Little B just in case you are interested in that. But there it all is. Don't worry too much about being overcapped with the police M4. That's just a secondary weapon anyway. It was all about the M1A for the damage here. But that's going to be it for the build. The other one, you're going to take the revive 5. You're playing legendary, you'd be silly not to. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Just thought I'd revive the M1A a little bit. It's an absolute beaut and I do miss it. And I think a lot of new players don't remember, well, they never got to play with the glory days of the M1A. So as it's still brilliant, let's get it back out. Help me grind to 10k subs here on YouTube. We're getting there. We're nearing 9,000 I hope by the time I post this video. So be sure to hit that subscribe button if you've not already. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Maybe check me out on Twitch and maybe check me out on Twitter. And I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching, agents. Goodbye.